Good morning, friends. Welcome again. Series of biology lecture we started with. We studied up till now what is biology. Before that, we studied what is science, and even we discussed last lecture two branches of biology. Quick revision I'll take. We started with saying systematic collection of knowledge and its use for welfare of mankind. This is called as science. Study of a living organism or life is called as biology, and we'll have two main branches, botany and zoology. Study of plants is called a botany, study of animals is called as zoology. Before we go into the details of career option in the biology, one topic that we want to discuss, this is scientific method. How the science is studied, how we do the discoveries with the help of science. And that way we follow a scientific method. One example we'll take: before Newton, many must have seen the apple falling from the tree, but no one could able to come to the conclusion of gravitational force. But it was the Newton for first time who used the scientific method, and then he come to the great discovery. Scientific method follows certain steps here. The steps are as follows. Number one, observation. Number two, defining the problem. Number three, formation of hypothesis. Number four, theory. And number five is the law. How these steps are followed one by one, we are going to discuss in detail. Say, for example, first step is called observation. See simple picture that I am giving here. We use different senses here. Noting something, this is called observation. So keep your eyes open and look in and around you. So many wonders of nature you'll find. Noting something in the nature, this is called observation. Remember, in addition to the noting something, keeping the record, finding the answers to the question that we could raise in the mind, this is called observation. So your first step in a scientific method is noting something. I told you with the normal vision, normal senses, you can note down something. Remember, necessarily it should not be with the eyes only, vision only. You can do the noting. You can do the observation with the help of different five senses that I am showing you. Number one is the vision that you can do with the eyes, hearing with the ear, tasting with the help of a tongue, smelling with the help of a nose, kind of a epithelium present in the nose, and maybe touching the skin. We can feel something. I remember noting something with these normal senses. This is called direct observation. I'll repeat. Noting something with the help of these five senses that we have is called a direct observation. So I told you, you need not to rely only on the vision, only on the eyes to do something observation. See, if you keep quiet, if you sit calmly, quietly, you'll hear the sound of a bird coming in and around. This could be one observation. Whenever you taste the food atom, either it could be sour or sweet. This is something observation. Maybe it could be the smelling. It maybe it could be the touching, and all these observations are called a direct observation. Why? Sometimes we need to use the some scientific instruments. Maybe it could be the instrument used to enlarge the thing in the laboratory called microscope. Remember, your simple lens is shown. This is also microscope. Remember, either it could be the balance that we use for weighing the things. One is heavier, one is lighter, like this. And when the observations are done with the help of such as scientific instruments like microscope, balance, etc., etc., such observations are called indirect observation. Anyway, either it could be direct observation, indirect observation. We need to note down something in the nature, and this is the first step in the scientific method. This is called observation. So start your observation today. Start your observation to come to certain conclusion of nature. Maybe one example we'll take at this stage and we'll proceed. Why? Or my observation is sky is blue in color. Have you thought for some time or other why this is happening? Maybe in and around you'll find nowadays summer is getting over. Everywhere you have a dry grass. We are talking about. All of a sudden, first shower of a rain, few shower of rain, and this will become green. This is my another observation. So remember, noting something, this is called observation. This is the first step. You can note it down with the help of five senses. I told you need not to rely only on eyes or vision for your observation. Second step is called defining the problem. Observations should raise the question. Remember, so your observation should be in such a scope that it should able to raise the question. Question should be of what type, why type, and how type. What the thing is about, why such a thing is there, and how many things are there. So that kind of a question you should able to raise. Selected problem should have narrow range, remember, and a specific aim. So just now I told you my observation sky is blue. Now we are unable to go up to the sky and do the experiment. So this is beyond our limit. So we should have observation which are with a narrow range, and they should be in our control, or we should able to have specific aim. Remember, simple example: leaves of plants are green in color. This is my observation. Now we can raise the question: what makes the leaves green in color? Why the leaves are green in color? How much chemicals are there that will make the leaves green in color? So remember, it should be with the narrow range data collected by earlier worker. Working on these particular problems should be collected, that should be kept ready, and problem may be answered by the observer. Remember, so you should raise such a question that you should able to answer these questions. This is called second step for defining the problem. Remember. Next step, this is called formation of hypothesis. What is hypothesis? Hypothesis is tentative answer. Remember. Tentative answer means answer may be correct, may be wrong. This is called a tentative answer. So remember, logical explanation or tentative answer which is given, which may be correct, which may be wrong. This is called a hypothesis. Remember. So many of the things at this level are at the level of a hypothesis, because the one which might be correct, one might be wrong. We never completed the further steps here. So on basis of the observation, number of hypotheses can be raised. This is for reason explanation. Remember. So for one observation, you should not raise one question. You should raise 4 or 5 questions. Remember, and all these questions, this is for we should able to answer, and this is for reason explanation. The hypothesis is made on basis of observation, reading, and experimentation. Remember, so what earlier work carried by different people, we should able to take into consideration. We should able to answer. So, my observation: leaves are green in color. Why leaves are green in color? Which chemical is present in leaves? We should able to give the answer. And out of many, one may provide possible answer. This is called working hypothesis. Remember, so out of 5 answer that we have given to the 4 5 question, may not be all will able to produce experimentation or experiment. One which will able to work out with the experiment, one where we can do smaller or larger experiment. This is called working hypothesis. Remember. So third step is called a hypothesis. I'll repeat. First step is observation. Second step is raising the question, and third step is called formation of hypothesis. Hypothesis is tentative answer. Next step is called testing of hypothesis. This step is called experimentation. Whatever hypothesis that we raise, whatever answer that we have given, may be correct, may be wrong, will be checked with the help of an experiment. This is why experimentation. Hypothesis need to be tested on basis of an experiment. I told you, it may be accepted, it may be discarded, and the one which is necessary, the observation that we are making, answer that we are giving, need to be discarded or confirmed with the help of experiment. Remember. So I told you, simple experiment we can design in our house, or a little larger experiment we can design in the laboratory to give the perfect answer for the question raised. Remember, most likely hypotheses are discarded. I told you 4 5 answers that we are giving, they will be discarded, and one which might find the correct explanation. Remember, another example that I'm taking and will proceed: when a man collapses on the street. This is my observation. I'll repeat: when man collapses on the street, all of a sudden a person is walking on the street, you are observing from a little distance, and if the man collapses on the street, what could be your conclusion? No, no, no. Never come to the immediate conclusion that the person is either suffer with the death, person suffer with the heart attack, or person is stuck to the obstacle, or person is drunken in nature. Never come to the conclusion. Follow the steps. Remember, first step was observation. You made an observation. Man collapses on the street. Now go for the second step or raise the question why the man must have collapsed, what must have happened to the person collapse, etc. etc. Give the tentative answer. Just now I given the answer. Person must have suffered with the heart attack. Person must have suffered with the problem of blood pressure. Person must have suffered with the death. Person must have drunken in nature, etc. etc. And then come to the experiment. Remember, what could be the experiment? I told you without checking the breath or pulse you cannot say person is dead. So your experimentation will start here. Simple experiment will be there. Either checking the pulse, if the pulse is okay, checking the breath, then checking the heart rate, checking the temperature of the body. See, these are the experiment in the field. Maybe you'll take the person to the hospital and further experimentation will start. Either checking blood pressure or taking ECG or taking EEG, etc., etc. We'll come to this later. But remember, never come to the conclusion. Experimentation will be there, and experimentation should contain a control experiment. Standard type of experiment is called a control experiment. So, we generally plan the experiment in duplicate. Two set will keep. If we give all the similar condition, that will not give the perfect answer. But one experiment we want to keep as a control experiment. What is control experiment? Experiment with the two parallel experiment were identical in all respect except one variable, one change that we do, and this is called a control experiment. See here I am giving similar pot are there, similar soil will be there, similar water we are going to give. Similar seed that we are going to put here, 10 seed per pot. If at all we water both the seed, we will not understand the importance of water for the seed germination. So what we need to do, we one pot will do the watering, one pot will not water. And here the seed germination will take place in the pot which contains soil as well as water. Another pot will not have seed germination because water is not there. And this is called control experiment. If the seed germination could have been here, we could not able to conclude water is required for seed germination. But remember, such a experiment which contain one variable which is different, this is control experiment. So remember, experimentation will have a control experiment. Okay, we are coming to the end. And then hypothesis that gives same result separately, it become valid and that is considered as a theory, remember. I'll repeat when we perform the experiment here in one city, another city, third city, maybe other country. And if you get the same result everywhere, for example, in this experiment, either it is in India, America, or England, or any other country, when we give the seed water and soil, then only seed will germinate. Other seed with only soil, no water will not germinate. This become a theory. Remember, theory of germination, what we can call. The work should be published in a scientific journal, so not in our newspaper or journal, but it should be published in a scientific journal. One journal you must be knowing, Nature, where scientists publish their work in form of paper. Next and last one is called as law, the theory accepted universally. If the results are same in India, America, etc., etc., this become a law, and that is regarded law, principle of a science. One example I am taking here, law of gravitation. Just now we started discussion with, and this become a law because it is applicable everywhere on this earth. That's it. This is something about scientific method. Five steps are there. So many observations that I'm giving. You can design your experiment. You can perform your experiment or just go through the paperwork. A man walking roadside suddenly collapses. Ganong's photo screen experiment. This is to prove that chlorophyll, green pigment present in the plant, is must for photosynthesis. Experiment to demonstrate CO2 is evolved during respiration. Here, you must have developed that biological fountain, and this is to prove that CO2 is evolved. Seed do not germinate in storage. Seed germinate in soil. You can perform this experiment at home. Beside that, some of the discoveries are called accidental discovery. Scientists never followed these five steps, but they come to all of a sudden. discovery of something in the nature. This is called accidental discovery. This is called serendipity. So many example I am giving: discovery of steam engine, discovery of penicillin as antibiotic, discovery of heparin, one of the anticoagulant in the blood, type of a bacterial staining or gram staining, discovery of X-ray that we take when the bone fracture is there, ether as the anesthesia. When we go to the hospital, major surgery, ether will be used to give anesthesia. Nitrous oxide is a laughing gas that we talked about, the one which make you laugh. Discovery of this electric current and magnetism. These all are called serendipity. We call accidental discovery. But these are very few as compared to the discoveries which we follow scientific method. Okay, we'll stop. I think it's time. We'll continue with career option in the biology next lecture. Thank you.